Okay, it's life. So this time I'm coming a little bit early just to make sure that everything works fine. But I'm not gonna start yet. I'm just gonna wait a few more minutes until it's on time, and then I can start the live. Sorry. Ouch. Sorry about that. If you catch a replay, I flew my phone away. By the way, this is Marco. Getting cozy up and warm. Hopefully this time technology will work on my favor. My light is kind of flickering, so hopefully that it won't go off anytime soon after, like, during the live. Hopefully you are prepared for Christmas. Okay, let's see. 2 more minutes. If you are online, please comment on the chat. Okay, let's see. About 1 more minute. Okay, so if on this live, make sure that you comment. If you join the live, make sure that you comment your username, so so I can pick a winner by the end of the live for the giveaway prize. So that's very important. If you are joining the live, make sure that you comment your username, comment whatever, your username will come up, so that I can generate the randomized name to pick for the giveaway. Okay, so let's see. Okay, it's on time. Oh yeah, I'm enjoying my matcha drink. That's Shane. No, it's not snowing here in Sydney yet, so it's a little bit cold. -1 today. It's gonna be like -4 later on in the day. So, but it's not too windy. A couple of days ago it was windy, so it was really, really cold. But yeah, now it's good. And tomorrow is my move-in day to the new apartment. So the weather is gonna be good tomorrow, I think. So lucky me that it's not going to snow tomorrow. I think we are on time now, so we can start the live for this week. So again, if you joined the live, I'm just gonna remind people who joined the live along the way of this live that you need to comment in order to be eligible for the giveaway by the end of the live. So make sure that you comment in the chat. Okay, during the live, I don't think I'll be able to communicate that much along the chat, but I'll look back by the end of the live to see on the comments and also the questions as well. Okay, so in this live, I want to talk a little bit. Hi, Mori. So on this live, I want to share a little bit about the highlights of the chapter 2 in my book. So this so this chapter is kind of like the beginning of um it's a little bit before the beginning of the alchemy stage, how everything started, and it is the first time that um I had the feeling that I needed to break away from the social condition, from like all the circumstances and whatever the society was telling me to do. So because I cannot go too much in details about the book, um, but that was the highlight of this chapter. There was something that pulled me to go in a different direction um, than what other people are going, what the masses were going, because it didn't, like, where the masses were going is completely uh, it didn't make sense to me, and so I decided I just wanted to do what I felt like doing, and I just go where I wanted to go, basically. So that was the first time that got me to think about authenticity, about whether we are actually like follow our own desire and do what we feel like that's what we need to do, instead of letting others tell us like what to do, basically. So the and I mean this like in the frame of um career first. Like I want to talk in the career section, in the in the uh, kind of like employment area, right? Because I remember when I graduated, um most of my, like, when I graduated from my undergrad, most of my classmates started working in petroleum engineering, because, well, petroleum companies, not like petroleum engineering, but because we major in chemical engineering. Back then in Texas, like, they got most of the fund from uh, gas companies, oil companies. So um, most of the projects that we did was all related to oil industry, and so most of us ended up working for Shell, Exxon, Chevron, like those big oil companies. But for me, I didn't feel like I didn't want to work in the oil industry because I didn't want to kill the environment. Um, Morally, I didn't want to work for them. Neither neither I feel confidence about my chemical engineering skill that I wanted to work for oil companies. So at that time, like, I was just kind of questioning like whether um I should just go whatever where every where all of my classmates was going, or I should like go do something else. And I ended up working in biomedical research, and that's how I started to understand, oh yeah, like I did so much better in biomedical engineering than being a chemical engineering because I wasn't really interested in um, making big money for oil companies. Like I rather do got paid less to work on novel research in biomedical industry rather than work for like getting like at least like 100K. Like at that time, that's what my classmates were paid to work for oil companies. Like when you graduate from Texas A&M, you got paid at around like at least 80 to like 100K, depends on the position. If you get paid, if you work offshore, that's like about 100K um off the bat, right? Um, but then like I was like I didn't care. It would have been very easy, um, and like to get the job at the oil companies, and but I didn't feel confidence at all, and I felt so horrible that I would rather to get paid working like only 30K for a research assistant than working for oil company and get paid like up to 100K. Um, and after I graduated from the biomedical engineering, then I realized, oh, why I was so much more interested in this kind of subject, but I wasn't really interested in chemical engineering at the time, and I didn't think that, oh, I was like really uh, love biology whatsoever. And in grad school, it taught me that because I was more interested in this kind of work, so I did a lot better than my undergrad, and that I from there it got me to think about my life that maybe I was on the wrong track the whole time, and that if I just start doing what I was interested in, I would do a lot better than um, follow the trend, basically, um, and just follow what other people were doing, even though it wasn't really my interest. It was just more like for money, and I felt heavy, and I felt not at all confidence in myself. But when I started doing biomedical engineering, I was really good at it. I did very well, and that's how I got through with all the really big and intense interviews. But I remember, like in the undergrad, whenever like they asked me to go to the interviews, like I feel like I have to lie about myself. I feel like I had to fake my resume in order to, in order to go through with the interviews. But of course, you can sense it, right? That if you are not genuine, um, because basically you get the job just because you have to get the job because that's what you are told. If you after you graduate, you have to get a job in your field. Um, and it's got me thinking about like nowadays, like whenever students or even like us as an adult when we when we start applying for jobs, like are we really being authentic with ourselves? Like are we really confident um, with the skills and whatever that we can bring to the table, or we just being like the people uh, pleasing, like just try to please the employers because um, they don't want to pay us. So that also have something to do with self-worth as well because we don't think that we are valuable enough and that because we got paid. So um, we have to let others to control us and tell us what to do. So when I graduated from grad school, um, and when I started applying for jobs, right, that was the first time I realized, oh, I didn't want to go where the company was telling me to go. I wanted to go um, to the city that I love. Like, where would I wanted to go at that time? Because like, why did I have to give up my own interests for um, employers who may not appreciate me and who may not even um, who can like dispose me anytime, right? Whenever they feel like it, whenever like they don't need you anymore, they would just dispose you, right? So why would I give up so much in the beginning to please people or these employers that may not even appreciate me at all, not even just for the work, but also they can just let you go whenever, right? Um, so why did we have to lie about ourselves in the beginning? Why did we have to push so hard to prove ourselves in resume, in status, in paper, like in our degrees? Because we go through school like 10 years of school. Um, well, 4 or 5 years in university. It depends. Like if you go for grad school, it could be like 10 years. So why do you have to pay so much money? Like university is really expensive. It's like 60K a year, or depends if you're local, you could pay less. But that's amount of money that you pay for school, and that's amount of effort and time that you put in. But eventually, um, by the time you graduate, you still have to lie about yourself. That's what I felt like of what I was going through. And I think a lot of my classmates was going through kind of similar problem as well. And that's why, because I know that many of them are not really happy with their job. And it's like when you already lie about yourself, when you are already not authentic to yourself since the beginning, even at the interview or when you first started the job, then how can you really maintain the relationship with them? To be to actually be happy in your career, in your job. Because it actually a relationship, like it's a relationship between yourself and your employer. Like in any relationship, if you start you not being yourself since the beginning, um, you would have to lie and suppress who you are um, as a person in order to please them. Then how can you maintain it for so long? Because eventually you are going to break down. You're gonna run out of your fuel and you're gonna break down, try to please other people. Um, and I think that's the core issue of why so many people are so unhappy in their job, in their career life, because we were not even authentic to ourselves since the beginning. We did not even know who we were in the beginning. Um, and for many people like me, I did not even know what I was interested in when I was in school either. And so a lot of it has been lost track along the way. Um, so, and if we don't really, and the worst things is we just like because we're so unhappy with this employer, so we just keep jumping from different places, like to different companies. And that's the reason why you never get to figure out um, who you are authentically are, because you don't get the time to break and get to learn about yourself, to understand who you are before you jump into the next job. Because we're just so worried to survive. Like if we think that if we don't have money, if we don't work, we don't have money, we don't have income, then um then we have to like go and get the next job, whatever that available. But not so many people that take the time to have the break um and dig deep down to know who they are before they jump into the next employment. Because if we already don't know who we are, how can we be authentic with them, with your employer? And because if you're not authentic with yourself since the beginning, you're not going to be able to maintain the relationships like later on. And I have seen it with some of my friends as well, um, that they just keep going from job to job to job. Eventually, they just got burnt out. Um, and yeah, and it was like, oh, I don't know why. I just keep like getting, um, like being let go of the employment and not being happy with themselves. I had a college friend uh, from Cornell who I introduced in my Shocked in the Summer. So you guys may have known him. So he was in that situation as well, where he was really unhappy with his career life. And now he's actually taking the time to learn about himself. Now, after so many years, 7 or 8 years since he graduated, um, and he was really unhappy. And even though he made quite good money in the Bay Area, but he was telling me he was really unhappy, and so now he felt like he burnt out, so now he needed a time to take a break from his employment and start learning about himself, and maybe he'll just travel and get to learn more about his interests and his desires, what he really wants to do next with his life. And that's the thing that I want to point out in this current society right now, because so many of us don't take the time to really learn themselves and to really learn who we are first before we can start contribute or making the income. So that's the thing, right? If each every one of us has a unique gift, like we all are different, but if we don't learn ourselves, if we don't really know who we are, then how can we bring that unique gift to contribute to the world, to contribute to our career and our work? Because we are often driven by money status. So we work in order to earn money, right? But not so many people work because they want to share their own gift, or they want to actually contribute their talent to the world. Wouldn't that be a lot more fulfilling, to do what you are actually naturally good at and share that with the world instead? And money will just come that way, instead of just drive yourself, suppress yourself and lie about yourself to chase after the money. And because that's the reason why um, a lot people burnt out. And the law of attraction doesn't work that way. If you keep chasing money, then money is going to come to you. Money is not about like chasing, um, but it's all about like if you and even if you chase money, like if you already have money, but if even if you are rich after getting like certain good amount of salary in your job, but you're not gonna because you're going to burn out because you have to suppress yourself and please other people. You still have to pay the price for that either, and the price for that is that you have to pay for your medical expenses, um, for other expenses that are gonna draw the money out. so so that's also have something to do with the way that you define your own success. Right, because many people think that we are successful when we make a lot of money. But are you really successful if you just have money and you don't have anything else in your life? If you don't have good health, if you're not happy with your relationship with other people, are you actually really successful? Because to me, like being successful, you have to have like everything, like the whole of everything. Like to have abundance of wealth and to have abundance um, of health and happy within yourself and with your relationship with other people. So if you take the time to know yourself and be authentic since the beginning, um, before you jump in any kind of career, it would be so much easier than pleasing other people to get ahead and to be successful. Because if you're successful being authentic by yourself, to be authentic with yourself, then hi Charles, um, then it would be, I kind of lost track. So if you are authentic with yourself before you jump into a different career, then any career that you wanna go for, um, it'd be much easier because you don't have to please other people. Like you don't have that obstacles that kind of hold you back. And if you please other people, like the only obstacle that you have is the one that you put on yourself. So in any directions we have challenges, so we're going to have the obstacles, but whether you're gonna choose like having the challenges by holding yourself back in order to please other people, or the challenges of any external challenges of um, you be yourself, but there's other challenges that push you in order to help you grow as a person. So on this way, if you go this way, you suppress yourself and you're not being authentic with yourself and start to get ahead and be succeed in your career, you eventually gonna burn out. So that's the challenge that you have to deal with. Uh, Burning out yourself to please other people, or the other side of the challenge is you're gonna have like many things thrown at you, but it's gonna help you to push you to grow as a person. So those are the choices that we have to make in our life, but often we don't see that. We don't see the other direction, because we don't know who we are first. Not so many people are very comfortable to um, to go and learn about themselves. And there's the idea that if you focus too much on yourself, you also self-center. But that is absolutely not true. Um, it's not about self-absorbed. It's not about being selfish. It's about getting to know who you are. Hi, Brittany. It's about getting to know who you are so that you can actually share it with the world. So it's actually being selfless, not selfish, is completely different. But you have to take that time to understand yourself and learn who you are first. So when people ask me like, why you not working? I like after I left the US, I actually took a break. I took many breaks between my employments because I wasn't happy and I needed to figure out why. Um, and my last employment was in Vancouver, and yes, I don't have any problem with not working, with just chasing the income and trying to survive for that reason, because I know that if it wasn't working for me, then there's something else that I need to know about myself in order to put myself back into balance and into alignment. So I don't mind taking a break from uh, between employments, and I don't care like however long the break is until I figure out myself. Maybe I am a little bit more fortunate than some other people, and I have enough of everything to survive, um, to not have to chase the money and the income so much. But whatever time that you have, take that time, take that break to learn about yourself. You know that you're not happy with your previous job. You know that you're not happy with who you are right now. That means there's something wrong. And you need to take that time to learn about yourself so that you can set yourself back into balance, into alignment, and focus on your interests and your passion, because that is the compass to get you where you want to go, um, get you through with whatever challenge that you are going to face. So that's the main point I want to share with you guys on this live. So hopefully that it makes a lot more sense for people, um, and that we all need to start doing the inner work. It's going to affect you in every areas of your life, in your career, in your relationship, with yourself, with other people, with the society, and with the whole world as well. And if you really want to be successful in your job, in your career, again, start with yourself first. Everything is going to start with yourself. And maybe this live will give you a little bit more light on why you're not happy with your job, and um, why everything could fall apart for you in your employment. And yeah, hopefully that will give you some light, and um, that hopefully it will give you the inspiration to start digging into the inner work and get to do, you know, your self-realization and your self-healing journey. Okay, so about the book, um, if you're interested in my book, I don't know if there's any spam here because I see some comments that not really relevant. And let me check on the live chat. Thank you, Charles. I'm glad that you find it interesting and helpful. Uh, Brittany and Judith, I think those are probably spam. Please don't check those comments. If you're real people, please comment on the chat during this live. Because by the end of the live, I'm going to do the giveaway. So if you don't comment, your name will not come up, and I cannot do the giveaway. So let me see the chat here. Okay. Is there any questions for this live? I'm trying not to run it too long like last time, because last time was running like about an hour and a half. It was a little too long, but I'm trying to cut this short, this one. Thank you, Charles. Okay, so I just want to mention about the book. If you want to know more about my story and also the personal insight, the book is basically my own transformational story going through the different stages of alchemy. So it's going to give you a lot of insight, a lot of lessons that I have learned along the way, especially to get you understand more about alchemy and about tarot, the ancient wisdom, because it's very essential in our daily lives because it helps us to get to know who we are, to understand the stage that we are, and help us to go through with the challenges in our life to because we're gonna have a different perspective of our life and really who we are. Then from there we be able to see the world in a different view, then our lives in a different view. Then we can start searching for solution and the problems, searching for solution of problems that we are facing, so that we can proceed and relevate to our life. So the book is called Living Through Alchemy, a transformational journey to freedom. So you can find it on Amazon. And if you are interested in getting a free coffee, you can check out my website, livingthroughalchemy.com. So what I just talked about today is just kind of like a little bit of kind of like a little bit of segment of an insight from what the book carries. Um, and yeah, so every week I'm going to talk a little bit about each chapter of my book. So yeah, this live is part of the book series, of the books discussion series. So I'm not sure I'm gonna host a live for next week because it's going to be Christmas. So if you're celebrating Christmas, Merry Christmas to you. Hopefully that you have a nice gathering with your friends and family. Otherwise, I will see you in January because I'm gonna be moving this week as well, so I may be pretty busy. So I'm not sure that I'll be able to host a live. We'll see if I can do it, then I will announce it. If not, then I will host a live um, in the first week of January, the first or the second week of the January. See how busy it's going to be. But yeah, hopefully you enjoy this life and that you get some insight about it, especially for your career and your job. Um, and yes, remember to go learn about yourself. Uh, your description on US and Canada only. Um, the giveaway is only for US and Canada. Yeah, for people who in US and Canada. Okay, so maybe my friend Mori can run the giveaway now. Charles is in UK. Yeah, I'm sorry, Charles. I can't do it in UK. Um, Mori, can you generate the live, the the random name? Thank you for attending the live, Charles. Yes, I said that in the description. So my friend Mori is going to pick the random name for the live right now um, to generate a giveaway. If you are if you're attending the live, please leave the comment so we can pick up the name for the giveaway. Shane. So Shane is the winner. That is great. Um, this is great. Okay, so we have the winner. Um, so Enoch and Kumik is the winner. Um, do you put Mori? Do you put your name? Do you put your name as well? Okay. Okay, so congratulations to Enoch, you're the winner of this live. So you're gonna get a copy of the book and an e-gift card. So yeah, you can reach out to me later. This is kind of fun and funny. Okay, so that's all for this live. And again, happy holidays and Merry Christmas to all of you. And I will catch you in another time. Okay, bye everyone.